Hello again. Welcome back to The Spirit Inside. My name is Diann Henry, and I'm here with my brother, Steve Henry. He is our guide along the journey to finding the spirit inside of each of us and freeing ourselves from the worldly bound. Um, if you would pay attention, if you have questions or comments, please leave them in the comment area, and we'll get those. We'll see those. And if you have questions, perhaps we can get those answered. We'll do our best with that. Thank you, and so welcome. Good morning, Steve.
Well, hi there. How are we doing? And I'm glad we come right back at it because I can see where we left off, so we don't have to be spinning our wheels. But anyway, as you talk about the comments, the only comments you really can have about something that you don't know is none. But the things that are already here on this thing, the inside of it, those are the things you can comment about. You can't bring nothing into it. Can you take anything into the numbers?
No.
You can't, right? Because everything is in place there. And once you go there and get it, they're all yours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but once you can use the numbers of the English language, you only can use it with who? The ones that use the same English language, right?
Yeah.
Can you use it with the people who use the Chinese language?
No.
Because they come from two different windows. In order to get the Chinese, you have to move away from the English. You won't never do them together. But getting back to, like, the whole thing is telling a story. You have to see it. It's like making a movie. You make it piece by piece. And when it's made, you ever seen a movie being made?
Yeah.
You can't make no sense out of what happened because they have to make it frame by frame. It don't tell a story there. They tell a story when they blend it all together. You know that, right?
Yep.
You don't make it telling the story. You can't see it. It's not like a play. Because they do it inside, and you have to shoot these many scenes in here and those there, and then they put it all together in the room, and then you see the story going along. Well, they don't do it that way. That's the way things has to be done. You can't make nothing. Everything has to be done like God has designed it to work, or it will not work. That's why we go to you're not to learn the Bible verses, but it have key things you need to know. Like at the end of the 13th chapter of St. John, when it tells you, you can tell a person is coming from the kingdom with his message, the scribe they call him, because he come from the new and the old things. He go in his treasure. His treasure means inside of him. And he bring things from new and old. Will you know the purpose of that new and old thing?
No.
The only thing you can advance with is, can it be something that happened back in Moses' days, or it's got to happen right now?
Now.
Okay, now, if you back in Moses' days, how you gonna get to the now? You can't. You got to make the distance between them. So by someone who's at the right now, they know you back then, so they got to go there and then bring the two together, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means the person who got it, he got to bring something new and from the old. Because if he bring it from the old, where are you going to be?
Stuck in the old.
Okay, now in order to get you away from the old, you got to do what?
Move away from it.
And you got to see how to go. So how you gonna see? So he's got to use some of the things you see right now and kind of merge them together, because he can go here and there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything in you see, someone brought from the inside out. And once they reveal it out there, that's what we do. But when you start taking in the new things to see, what does that mean? You're gonna go further?
No.
You're gonna spin around and around, and it was gonna be, the Bible called it hardening your heart. You harden it because you see the same thing, the same people. That makes you alive, right? And if you don't have something right now, are you gonna have those same things surrounding you when you get it?
Say that again.
If you don't have something to use right now,
Mm-hmm.
are you gonna have those same things surrounding you right now when you get it?
No, I'm gonna say no.
You don't say no, you can't. You got, in other words, if you was not in New York City right now, the things around you right now at this moment, when you go to New York City, will it be surrounding you right now?
No.
If you go on the outside of the room right now, go walk on the outside of the house, will the things around you right now be around you?
No.
Because those things are fixed in their place. And in order to go to another setting, you got to do what?
Gotta leave.
And when you get out there, all the background things are out there, right?
Yep.
The whole background has to change for you to go there. The only thing that don't change are the things that you got where.
With you inside.
You still can read, you still can speak in English, you still can count the numbers, you still can see the color blue. Those are the things, those are the only things you got. All those things that go with you. Who else can know what you got other than you? Now the people out there with you, y'all all lost the same. You just as lost as I can't think of the more preacher's name. Joel Osteen. You just as lost as he is. Well, now he know he not, he know you don't know something, because he's careful not to show you a lot of things. You notice how I show you these verses and it's talking about a doctrine. Christ spoke in his doctrine. My doctrine is not mine. This is doctrine. Have you ever heard of the doctrine? Do you think any of them in the church know what doctrine is? Have you ever heard them talk about doctrine? But you notice how many of these verses Christ showed them in his doctrine. My doctrine is not mine, but here's who sent me. You know a doctrine if you find it. In other words, when you find it inside, you will know it, right? How you gonna know it if you don't find it inside? How can you know what the numbers look like if you don't find them inside? So if you don't take the spaceship on the inside of you and record it, ride that space, you ever gonna know it?
No.
You can't know, but once you do it, and all those, because the whole time, every 24 hours will packed full of something different, because you was in a different environment. It like that every time you do something different, when you see it again, is it new?
No.
Your eyes has never seen a thing that's gonna slip by them again unnoticed. You know that, right?
Okay.
Your ears, they never heard a sound will be new to them. Whenever you heard it, if you hear it again, it's gonna take you a while to line it up, but you're gonna know what this is about the moment you hear it, right?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, if you ever heard Whitney Houston's voice, it's the only one that can possibly come from that window. Each thing you see is a different window. Each thing you hear is from a different window. It's a different thing. Every one of the people who have not brought a gift out there and added to the world and showed their life, they lost. I don't care whether he's preaching or whatever. He's out there in the world. So according to the math, what that means? If you out there, whether you're not listening to them, you're in the same boat. They're not your enemies. They know it's got to be something. They was taught it. You was taught it. But if we do this on the tape, it's for everyone. They can't see it while being back there. You know that, right? Because I have to get from both ends and kind of bring it together. But you got to follow this by leaving that behind. Your version of that, does it work? If it worked, could you be here? Anyone with something working, they're on the opposite end of the spectrum. You know that, right? The Bill Gates can see what, how can he his thing inside of him, and he's right now. How can he go back right now? And we way back into the caveman days. We dealing with what? Something that just come in the world. What are our foundation built up on here? Revelation, John, Luke, Corinthians, Hebrews. Last week. Isn't all that been fixed in place since the 1, 2, 3 of this era?
Mm-hmm.
And the Old Testament is where Jesus and John the Baptist was. Did they tell y'all that in the church? In the New Testament, look at the Old Testament, because you can remain blind as long as you're doing it. Because that's the indigenous people. They can't change. They're the old world. If you go and learn about King David and Joseph and all them, and Jesus and John, are you doing what Jesus said? Are you in his doctrine?
No.
So there's no two ways can mix ever. Anytime two go together, they become one. Right? Alphabet and vowels, when they don't know what's gonna fit together in that, and what they become when they fit together. Alphabet and nouns, they make the syllables. Alphabet vowels, they make the syllables. They're gonna make it every time, man. You ever gonna make anything different?
Mm-mm.
Okay, the numbers and addition together, what they make? Subtraction. Anytime it's just like this thing. Every time something goes, you can't do it without it. It's got to come in third every time. You leave 1 to 12 steps out of any foundation, what you got?
A mess.
Okay, so if you try to know which one of the steps before you get to it, what you got? Because they take the two before it, they always make it. It has to unfold inside of you. You don't learn it. Do you think you learn where all the numbers are? You'd be surprised if people think so. No, you practice it and you see it inside of you. Every time you go there, they're all in there. But you can't know they're in there unless it's someone who knows where they are, come and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you see it, they sit down one time with a pencil and paper and write from 1 to 300. That repetition there, you can just kind of see, oh, I see that. You see that number going on the end every time I keep jumping. And them 10 pounds, you just see it going on into forever. And it can't ever move or change. Everybody see the same one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever count 88 billion and 15? Have you? But you would bet your life on it when you see it, right? And everybody who know them will know whether you're right or wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Inside, that's the living God where you feel in the thing. Right now, we share in the English language in the living God. But I went all up and down the spectrum. Did I say that right? I went all up and down it from where Bill Gates and the Mills to here. But the one thing you got to know, once you bring something out, what do you think that means? You can leave that? See, this thing you and I talking, it's for the people that's on that Facebook page in my daughter's character. Those charts and graphs, they're not new to them. They know, but they need to be in detail. Because you need to show them to the people out there in the world right now. You can see it change. It's all inside of you, just like a movie. It's the dream, but you can't go back in there because your window is closed. You got to come through my dream. I mean, how else can you get there? You can't see it. The math don't lie. In other words, the only one can speak from this spot is who? It's a new spot inside of you. You think the imposter gonna slip up in here?
I think what?
This is a new spot inside of you. You think it's possible for an imposter to slip into this spot?
No.
The imposter have to be out in the world. You think can a imposter slip up into the numbers and change one of them somewhere down around about 15,000 or something?
Nope.
It's impossible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because can you know the numbers without knowing them?
No.
So you gonna know Jesus without knowing it? You can know his voice without knowing it? You think you can come here and hear your interpretation of Jesus' voice in this spot?
No.
You think you can go in the numbers? That anything that comes into revelation, anything that comes into existence, It's got to have the Spirit of Christ. It's got to have the things from God in it. Everything. Or it cannot exist. The alphabet, it's got the Spirit of God in it. It got the Spirit of Christ. That's how it comes to the world. You think you're gonna take your Spirit of God over there? Your Spirit of God only applies to who? Your Spirit of God applies to your children? There ain't nobody inside you but who?
Me.
Okay, now you adopted the spirit of the numbers, you can use them, right? You adopt the spirit of English language, you can use it, right? You
Right.
didn't bring it, so you adopted it from someone else. Can you make your rules to get this English language, or you got to go to the website?
Go to where the rules are.
Yeah, see, you got to go exactly where it is. You can't go to be off by. Can you be off the alphabet by one letter?
No.
So everything is there. Once you go to it, you can zoom in and out when you get ready, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so anybody else, they go there, they can zoom in and out when they get ready, right? You can't take nothing to it. But the only thing you can build is, can you build someone else's or your own?
You're wrong.
That's the only one you can build, because you're the only one inside there, right? So if I build this one and I put this here and you say, I don't think it ought to be there, you think it's going to change what I put here? What you think is going to happen? If I tell you it's 127 over here, and you say, I think it ought to be 123, but I say it's 127 over here, what you think gonna happen?
Yes, I won't find it.
Because I'm over here. I can only tell you what's over here in this spot inside of you. The spot is inside of you. Where you and I are talking, that's you. My spot is echoing from inside of you. It's me in that spot, but I can't show you. I gotta come. If I'm at 45 billion and 13 and you at number 3, I can't come back to number 3 where you are. I got to come back to number 4, right? Because if I come back to number 3 where you are, where we going? But if I come to 4, I'm pulling you where you never been, right? I know once you see it, you will say, dang, I still got that stuff I was holding on to. But if I try to pull you to 10 from number 3, what good it's gonna do? Now I come down from 88 billion and 14, but if I go to 10 and you only know number 3, you can't see how to go to the very next step. So what it's gonna mean to you? Because it has to unfold step by step. First the blade, then the ear, afterwards the full corner of the ear. It has to gradually, and that's why we read the thing of Mark. Did we do Mark 4? Yeah, we did Mark one time with before today.
Lesson 12.
We did Mark 4. Okay, so that's why I say when the kingdom of God is like when you sowing the man throwing seed out in the ground. You know, he's sleep and wake up, go to sleep, and the seed spring up and grow. He don't know how. How you gonna know how? First the blade, then the ear. Other words, your thing is that when if you're trying to see how to get there, how you gonna get there? Because you only can see what you already know, what you don't know.
Which you already know.
And then what can you receive that you already know? So when you're trying to look for it, you're doing yourself some good or some evil.
Evil.
But it's like anything. Once you do that first one, the rest of it is a piece of cake, right? Because you know it's got to go from here to there, right? But when you've been 30 years, 25 years, 10 years, doing the same thing over and over, not moving, your heart you're grinding around, you making I don't care what it is you practice, you get good at it, whether you intend to or not. And you practice going around and around the circle, what you gonna get good at? And it's gonna become common to you. That's what you see every day. You wake up in the morning looking for it, right? I see people looking for the same. I don't never do that. I ain't never look for I'm looking for a new day every day. Been that way my whole life. And guess what happened? You see it. You see what happened. Every day is a different day. The flowers here one day, they gone the next. They come back. When you live in life, you see all that. But when you program to go around like a machine, what else you gonna see?
Okay.
You know how many people out there like that? Everything in creation inside of every single one of you. But what's stopping you from finding? They're looking through their ears. Your eyes do the seeing. You got eyes on the inside and eyes on the outside. But when you're looking through your ears, you got it all, really, you got it fucked up. You hearing what you're looking for. How are you gonna find it? And they're telling you about what, okay, man, what you gonna find when you find King Joseph, and who all of them is, what you gonna find? Nothing. Because they're not there. The indigenous people seal all that era has passed. There's not one thing can pass with Peter and John and Paul and them was. That's the new era. John the Baptist and Jesus Christ was in the Old Testament. And did they teach you that in the church?
No.
So the new era come after death or before death? AD is when?
After death.
So that's the new era, right?
Yep.
So if it's after death, is Jesus in the new era?
Yep.
It's after death. Is Jesus and John was in the new era?
No.
It started after when?
After
AD.
After.
So the new era started AD. Is Jesus still on the scene?
No.
It's his window. His window is where the same thing we got set up here. All of those old things are the doctrines. It's 144,000. That's that window, that number one graph we got here. That's the Spirit of Christ. Once you see that inside of your heart, it's going to change. But if the preacher doesn't convince you that him and John and Jesus is way back there, it can't be. It's the new era. It's building his window. His window is the spirit. It's the spirit that counts. Michael Jackson's spirit is in a spot. Can't nobody change it. It didn't just come from God inside of you. Everything is inside of you. He shined the light in his window. Steve Jobs shined the light in his window. Martha Stewart shined the light in her window. You know how many people out there in the world that you wouldn't know if they come up to you 25 times in a day? But when you hear her name, you gotta know who it is, right?
Yeah.
Because she opened up her own light. Now, think about it. There's not a single soul out there that's gonna come away from out there without coming through this recording that you guys. I don't know why you're dragging around to do it. Y'all don't see the thing that's happening. Everybody got to come back inside of themselves. I mean, you can't change what's out there, but if you know this, you see the preacher, he don't see no better. That's what he see. And what do? Leave him out there? No, you got to show them about the table show. They can't see it now. You got to show the one that went there last. Do you think someone who's, if you was a preacher, you think you can see it?
Time. It's time. So you want to wrap up because this next part is the scripture's a little long, so I need to.
Oh, okay. Was it John 8, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what we want. Yeah, do that. And you gonna do another today or what?
Yep, I will let you know.
You know what? This is the way to do it, because it don't mind if you take, but I would not take that. If I was you, if I get on a road, one thing about it, when I go out to do something, I'm gonna do it. Because when it's go to unfolding, you can just go right on through it. But if you asking around at it, it's still gonna be there. How can it go? But you got
Okay.
to always keep going back, getting a running start, because you got to see it and continue it. Okay, I'm out. Peace.
All right. Bye. I can't do it. Okay, I just have to find it this way. Okay, hold on a second. Let's get this one. Okay, here we go.
Chapter 8. Jesus went unto the Mount of Olives, and early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him, and he sat down and taught them. And the scribes and Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commandeth us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Jesus stooped down, and with his finger wrote on the ground, as though he heard them not. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest even unto the last. And Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. When Jesus had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Hath no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. And Jesus said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. Then spake Jesus again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. The Pharisees therefore said unto him, Thou bearest record of thyself. Thy record is not true. Jesus answered and said unto them, Though I bear record of myself, yet my record is true. For I know whence I came, and whither I go. But ye cannot tell whence I come, and whither I go. Ye judge after the flesh. I judge no man. And yet if I judge, my judgment is true. For I am not alone, but I and the Father that sent me. It is also written in your law that the testimony of two men is true. I am one that beareth witness of myself, and the Father that sent me beareth witness of me. Then said they unto him, Where is thy Father? Jesus answered, Ye neither know me nor my Father. If ye had known me, ye should have known my Father also. These words spake Jesus in the treasury as he taught in the temple, and no man laid hands on him, for his hour was not yet come. Then said Jesus again unto them, I go my way, and ye shall seek me, and shall die in your sins. Whither I go, ye cannot come. Then said the Jews, Will he kill himself, because he saith, Whither I go, ye cannot come? And he said unto them, Ye are from beneath, I am from above. Ye are of this world, I am not of this world. I said therefore unto you, that ye shall die in your sins. For if ye believe not that I am he, ye shall die in your sins. Then said they unto him, Who art thou? And Jesus saith unto them, Even the same that I said unto you from the beginning. I have many things to say and to judge of you, but he that sent me is true, and I speak to the world those things which I have heard of him. They understood not that he spake to them of the Father. Then said Jesus unto them, When ye have lifted up the Son of Man, then shall ye know that I am he, and that I do nothing of myself, but as my Father hath taught me, I speak these things. And he that sent me is with me. The Father hath not left me alone, for I do always those things that please him. As he spake these words, many believed on him. Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. They answered him, We be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, Ye shall be made free? Jesus answered them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth ever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word hath no place in you. I speak that which I have seen with my Father, and ye do that which ye have seen with your father. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Jesus saith unto them, If ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham. But now ye seek to kill me, a man that hath told you the truth, which I have heard of God. This did not Abraham. Ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, We be not born of fornication. We have one Father, even God. Jesus said unto them, If God were your Father, ye would love me, for I proceedeth forth and came from God. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do ye not understand my speech, even because ye cannot hear my word? Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. Which of you convinceth me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me? He that is of God heareth God's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of God. Then answered the Jews and said unto him, Say we not well that thou art a Samaritan and hast a devil? Jesus answered, I have not a devil, but I honor my Father, and ye do dishonor me. And I seek not mine own glory. There is one that seeketh and judgeth. Verily, verily, I say unto you, if a man keep my saying, he shall never see death. Then said the Jews unto him, Now we know that thou hast a devil. Abraham is dead, and the prophets. And thou sayest, If a man keep my saying, he shall never taste of death. Art thou greater than our father Abraham, which is dead? And the prophets are dead? Whom makest thou thyself? Jesus answered, If I honor myself, my honor is nothing. It is my Father that honoreth me, of whom ye say that he is your God. Yet ye have not known him, but I know him. And if I should say I know him not, I shall be a liar like unto you. But I know him, and keep his saying. Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it, and was glad. Then said the Jews unto him, Thou art not yet 50 years old, and hast thou seen Abraham? Jesus said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. Then took they up stones to cast at him. But Jesus hid himself, and went out of the temple, going through the midst of them, and so passed by.
Okay, thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.